envision a world where students can connect what they learn in class to everyday sustainability problems.
To be a one-stop resource to assist with improving the user's posture health.
We intend to create this one-stop shop solution to address unemployment issues.
Myself and most of my teammates are coming from a very non-programming background. The public should take the opportunity given by NLB to learn a new skill at the same time, also to find out about how generative AI, right, could be applied in very practical ways.
This bootcamp especially has showcased that people from all backgrounds are able to develop some really useful, really well thought out applications that really helps a lot of people.
You can join the LearnX communities by waiting for our callouts, as well as through our LearnX communities webpage, where you can find all the listings of all the LearnX communities found within NLB. LearnX communities brings people of common interest together to learn from each other and share knowledge as well. Jeremy, I think you're muted, Jeremy.
Okay, sorry about that. Thanks a lot for flagging. Yeah, hi everyone. I think it's 2 o'clock on the dot. Thank you so much everyone for being so punctual, being on time. We have our friends on YouTube Live still streaming in. Today we have an action-packed list of chatbots by our amazing creators who are also on the call with us today. A huge welcome to the finale of the Chatbot Bootcamp, GenAI-Powered personal assistants. And I think really a huge congratulations to everyone who has completed or even just tried, right, to create a chatbot throughout this Chatbot Bootcamp. It's been the past 4 weeks for those of you who are joining us for the first time. And regardless of whether or not you reach the finale, right, I think everyone here who has tried really deserves a pat on your back, because it is not easy to pick up a new skill, but to really be able to accomplish and complete something is no small feat. So really kudos to all of you for trying, and I hope it has been a fun, enriching journey for most of you. So today we are very excited to have our finalists who have created some really fun and really interesting chatbots over the past 4 weeks. And they're here today in this call, joining us to share a little bit more about their chatbots. And of course, our participants joining us from YouTube Live and who are still streaming in as well. Okay, so let me just provide a quick rundown, right, for today. Just for everyone's benefit, we'll start off with a quick introduction, which I'm doing right now. Just sharing a little bit about what the bootcamp is all about. Thereafter, Zul from NLB will be sharing a little bit about the bootcamp. And thereafter, we will be kind of sharing about how the bootcamp works, and we'll hop into our presentation straight away. Okay, and we'll be a bit of a judging intermission before we announce our winners. Okay. So today, we welcome both our public and participants joining us from YouTube Live. And for those joining us for the first time, this finale is a culmination of the efforts over the past 4 weeks. Under the Chatbot Bootcamp, it's themed around GenAI-powered personal assistants. This event is organized as part of the Chatbot LearnX community. For those of you who are not aware, this is a community of like-minded learners who create chatbots together under the guidance and the facilitation from AI4IMPACT. Yeah, so Arnold and Christian in this call today, and for participants, you are very familiar with them. And our participants have been creating AI chatbots to assist with tasks across healthcare, sustainability, and general productivity. We're also pleased to have Better SG on board, which is a ground-up initiative gathering technology enthusiasts and professions looking to make tech a driver for positive change. They're here today joining us in this iteration. So they've shared some real problem statements on tools to help caregivers, or even enhance your personal sustainability. So these are very meaningful projects, and some of our chatbots have been working on this. Okay. So this afternoon, we have our panel of judges already in the call. Our 8 finalists will be presenting to this panel of judges. So from AI4IMPACT, we have Mr. Arnold Doré, who is the head of AI, and most participants should already have seen Arnold through our many masterclasses. We have Mr. Christian Jonathan, and if you don't know him, you cannot not know him if you already participate in a bootcamp lah, basically. He has been here almost every week, helping you tirelessly through the Telegram as well, even in the wee hours. So really grateful to Christian as well. From NLB, we have Mr. Zulkifli Amin, Assistant Director of Programs and Services for Adults. And from Better SG, we have Rachel, who is the project lead for Recycle Go Where and a software engineer. And she works on an important project to make recycling more accessible and reduce environmental burden. We have Vincent, who works on a meaningful project to create tools to help caregivers manage their load and guide them. And also joining us is Jin. Later on, we will be introducing him again as well. He's the general manager at BestSG, and he'll be sharing more on it later on during the judging intermission. So it will be a full day, full 2 hours of activities. And so now, without further ado, please allow me to hand over the time to Mr. Zulkifli Amin to give us a welcome address and kick us off. So over to you, Zul.
Okay, hi everybody. Jeremy, before I begin, do I sound clear?
Yes,
I hope I
crystal
sound
clear,
clear.
Zul.
Okay, great. All right. So, a very good afternoon to all the finalists, judges, and audience. Everybody listening from YouTube Live. Welcome to the finale of the Chatbot Bootcamp, Gen AI-Powered Personal Assistance. Now, for those of you who might be new with us now, the Chatbot LearnX community is an initiative by the National Library Board that brings together like-minded individuals to stay abreast of digital trends and learn collaboratively in our ever-evolving technology landscape. Now, this is part of NLB's role as one of our pillars for Lab 25 roadmap called Equalizer, right? So that we can empower our citizens in this digital age by providing a safe and supportive platform to try technologies like AI. Now, today we are in a Chatbot LearnX community 6th iteration. So believe it or not, we are already at the 6th iteration of the bootcamp. And I have to say, with each iteration, the quality of the chatbots have been getting better and better and better. Every time I do the judging for each cycle, I think this is my 3rd, if I'm not wrong. The quality has just gotten better. All right, and this is much thanks to the guidance from folks like Christian and Arnold from AI4IMPACT. Our participants have been learning to code up chatbots powered by GenAI. And I'm very happy and pleased to know that we are working with Better SG as well, all right, who contributes meaningful problem statements on providing AI assistance for caregivers and sustainability. So I'm sure all of you participants, have been working very hard the past 4 weeks. You come from all walks of life and have been exercising your creativity and chatbot coding chops to create interesting AI assistants as well. And we are very excited to see how the participants have managed to learn together, learn with Arnold and Christian as well to develop these AI chatbots. And once again, I have to say the quality has been immensely very, very excellent. So without further ado, let's take this opportunity to get inspired, to create and improve together. Thank you so much and all the best to the participants. Right, so Jeremy, back to you.
Thanks a lot, Zul. Really appreciate your welcome address. Now, before we start, everyone, and participants, it's time to get ready. Now, before we begin, a gentle reminder to everyone, right, on how today will proceed. Okay, so each team's chatbots will get 5 minutes to showcase your chatbots, followed by a 5 minutes Q&A segment by the judges. So this is also where the judges will be sharing their feedback. We'll prompt you when your time is up. Okay. The chatbots will be judged on the criteria that you see on the right of your screen. So essentially, this criteria is whether or not your chatbot is useful, is engaging, designed effectively, it is informative, and of course, the presentation itself. Okay, so without further ado, I would like to kick us off. And first up, we have from Happy AI, our team from Happy AI. So right now, I would like to encourage you to share your screen, and whenever you're ready, you can begin.
Hello, my name is Adele, and the problem statements I'm trying to solve is GenAI for healthcare and productivity. Being swamped with negative news and consumerism every day is adding stress and affecting the mental health or well-being of caretakers and adults and children. The Happy AI chatbot is a positive psychology solution for anyone who needs help anytime, anywhere. Come join me on this happiness journey. I'll now showcase my chatbot. I have three modules. The first mod, I will showcase the first module first. It is a chat module. I built the UI in such a way, relaxed manner, happy manner, lightheartedness. And you can type or you can use the emojis to guide you. Some texts are intentionally small. So okay, and then the UI will prompt you. You can chat with it, and I can also give them the problem I'm facing. Like for example, work from home today with, like, let's say if I'm a caregiver, elderly parent, and kids around. And then it asks what can I do, and I can ask for also tips, right? Because I actually a little bit tense right now. So tips how to tips on DIY activities probably when I'm in meetings, so that they don't disturb me when I'm in a meeting. So the chatbot will give suggestions, and I also build it in such a way that the when you end, you can continue the chat, and it gives you quite a bit of relaxed tips. So when you analyze the analysis, I built the ending with a poem, because I find that actually poem help to relax our well-being. Actually, that's what I realized in several of my testing. So this is my first module. I will now go to my second module. The second module is on love language analysis. I built these modules one by one because I wanted it to be like each module to enhance to enhance the well-being. So I try to explain how does this love language, maybe how it can work and help you. So through a short story, non-lengthy one. This is also a generative AI. The AI will generate a story, very Singapore context. I build it in such a way, guided by the trainers. That we can put in all this like rules for the AI to react. And when you choose your love language, it is able to give you the lifestyle tips. It works 99% of the time. Sometimes it's buggy, but most of the time it works. So when we read the story, because it's short, and then you choose the one that is closest to you. Okay, now it has bumped me out. I'll just create another one. Okay, let me try. Okay, it is able again giving the lifestyle tips again based on the Singapore context. Lastly, the last module, I wanted to enhance the overall experience with stories. I find that although this is static data or non-generative, but it gives an overall well-being that happiness and well-being can be small and simple. So I try to make it lighthearted. It is A to Z as much as possible. I don't write these statements. These stories are mostly original. The statements are contributed through crowdsourcing. Actually, crowdsourced through my Google Drive. And because they are very lengthy story sometimes, So I did build in some exit clause, like if you don't like to read too much stories or lengthy stories, right? You can actually exit. But if you like to continue reading, there are actually 26 stories. And it is close, it can be close to your heart. Like I actually received this one about SQ, you know. Yeah, don't like stories. There is also a picture book. This is something that also I learned in the program. I find that this particular one I can create a picture book itself. I also made a scroll. I think sometimes we do like I don't know, like post it. You know, you paste post it or posters. So I made a scroll as well as the second surprise. The third one, actually in my stories, I also use some YouTube videos. It's embedded, and I end it with actually a beautiful day for the overall well-being state. When I exit, as I said, I actually crowdsource the stories, and they are original, so people can actually email to me, and it's not spam. The subject is tech, so I know that it's not a spam. Yeah,
Okay.
that's all my
Okay.
presentation. Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much, Adele. So now I'll hand the time over to the judges. If you have any comments, any questions, please ask now.
Maybe I'll start off.
Mhm.
I don't have any questions, but I would like to make three comments. Three things that I really like about your Chat AI board. I think one of the good things was that there's links to other agencies as well, for people to find out more information about the chatbot, which I think is something very useful. Right? Sometimes things cannot just be contained within the chatbot. You might want to. It's good that for people who want to explore more. I like how you use stories to help people understand the love languages as well. Sometimes it's not easy, to tell people what is a love language, but if you tell it in a story format, it makes things easy as well. The third thing is, I think in the chat, the one that when you ask, what is your mood for the day, and then you say you're sad, and then after that there's a chat conversation that goes on, and you can tell that the chatbot is trying to lighten the mood. If you say you are sad, trying to slowly move you towards the positive reflection and a positive engagement kind of which I found something very very useful, especially in today's context. Yeah. So just these three comments from you, and I think you guys did a wonderful job. Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a very rich chatbot, Adele, and I think you've not just done text, you've done images, you've done poems, you've done all kinds of icons and so on, right? I think it's fun to explore the chatbot. I like what you've done. Good job.
Thank you so much, Anu. Thank you for your guidance, actually.
I think we have time for one more question or feedback from any of the panel.
Maybe I can ask something, Adele. Just curious, who is the, I guess, intended audience? Because it seems like it can work for a wide range of people from kids to adults. So is there a particular group that you are thinking about when you were designing this chatbot?
Correct. Initially, I wanted to build like for more focus, like caregivers will have one. But when I started to build, I realized that it's good to start with a general one first. And if I want to do enhancement, I can then build one for kids because you already have a background, and then you can work from there. So you can have a happy AI for kids, happy AI for elderly. Thank you for the question.
Okay, great. Thanks so much. I think actually we do still have time for any other final comments from the panel.
I think I can chip in here. I think I really love the use of the different mediums like the poem and all these. It really shifts the user's attention away from what they are feeling at the moment. And yeah, I think very good job. Yes.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. Okay, thank you so much to our judges. Thank you so much, Adele, for sharing about this chatbot. I think it's very interesting and especially nowadays, I think it's very important for us to find that slice of happiness. So thanks for sharing that with us. Okay, so I think we can move on to the next chatbot. And this is from the team Wise Kaki, tackling the problem statement on Gen AI for sustainability. Okay, so I think without further ado, Ying, would like to share your screen and we can see whether it works.
Yes. Yeah, good afternoon, judges, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, so today we are proud to present to you our chatbot, Wise Kaki. It's an AI-powered chatbot for dementia caregivers. So we are tackling the problem statement related to caregiving. Yeah. So to start off, we would like to introduce you to Kelly, a persona representing our chatbot users. So Kelly has a mother at home who has dementia. And as her caregiver, she often feels frustrated, helpless, and stressed. In fact, given Singapore's aging population, she's not alone. And it is predicted that there will be more persons with dementia who will need to be cared for in future. Thus, the problem statement that our chatbot aims to address is frustrated caregivers need effortless ways to engage their loved ones with dementia to improve the quality of interaction. We will now show you a live demo of how the Wise Kaki can help caregivers like Kelly engage their loved ones. So firstly, Kelly can tap on learn about the symptoms, after which she can pick a type of symptom, for example, mood changes. What the app will do is that after this, it will generate a scenario which is presented to Kelly so that she can practice responding to it. So in this example, the scenario that's presented is that Mr. Tan is starting to pace back and forth. His face is showing signs of distress. So what should Kelly do next? So Kelly can try out her response, maybe by saying that she'll calm him down, with like a cup of water. So we can type that into the chat. And after pressing enter, the chatbot will return with the response or the reaction from the Mr. Tan. So Mr. Tan sips on the water, but quickly shakes his head and pushes it away. Say, I don't want this, okay? Nothing seems to be helpful. So what should Kelly do next? So perhaps Kelly can continue engaging him by telling him that she's actually just here to help. Yeah, so she'll type that into the chatbot. Okay, and the chatbot will continue this conversation with further reactions from Mr. Tan. For this demo, we'll end the conversation here and show you what happens after we end the conversation. After ending the conversation, you can see that the chatbot provides her with some feedback about what she has done well, as well as some things that maybe she could have improved on. For example, she could have acknowledged his feelings by saying something like, I understand you want to go outside, it must be feeling frustrating to stay inside. At the bottom, we also have provided Kelly with some further information about the symptoms, such as mood changes can manifest as agitation or frustration. So all in all, this is a unique point of our app, providing some kind of experiential learning experience instead of just a description of the symptoms to help our caregivers learn about dementia. So having gained confidence in managing the symptoms, Kelly can proceed to explore the tools to engage her own mother. Okay, to personalize the tool, the chatbot will ask her who she's caring with. For Kelly's case, this is her mother, so she types her mother. And then what activities does she like? She likes to play the piano. And what did she used to work as? She used to be a pianist. And once this is done, she can pick a tool such as cognitive games. Take it that she's interested in crossword puzzle today. So once she clicks on Start Now, the AI will actually generate some words for the crossword puzzle based on her mother's interest, which is playing piano. So she can place the phone in front of both of them to play the game together. So you can see if she types in the correct word pianist, it turns green. If it's the incorrect word, it would be yellow. And we can end the game now. So even if she can't solve it, the answers will be presented at the end of the game. So she can try again if she wants to. But what we wanted to say is also that this is a unique selling point of our app, which is it's an all-in-one solution. So usually when you want to play crossword puzzle, you might have to run around looking for a paper or pen. Okay, and then but in this case, the chatbot, you can actually play the game within the chatbot itself. So it's very effortless for her to have fun, have quality time with her mother while improving her cognitive function. Same thing for the other games that we have. We have things like tic-tac-toe and trivia quiz, which you can explore on your own. But for today, and we also have something called the reminiscence therapy. But for today, we'll use music therapy as a demonstration. Yeah, so often music can complement reminiscence therapy in helping to bring back pleasant memories. So in order for the chatbot to recommend a song to be played to her mom, Kelly will first need to answer a question about how her mom is feeling today. So her mom is feeling moody today. She types that in. Okay, and her favorite artist is none other than Mozart. Okay, and based on this information, the chatbot will now try to recommend a song to her in the app. Again, okay, the song can be played within the app itself, so it's effortless for the caregivers. You can turn out the volume and have a listen at the song. Okay, and at the bottom, we also have some instructions for how the caregiver can actually use the music for the therapy. So the first step, for example, is to set the scene. Second step is to start playing the music softly. Third step is to encourage maybe her mother to tap along to the beat, okay, so on and so forth.
Okay.
So
Ying-Hin, I think we are out of time.
yeah,
So I think you can summarize
we'll
the
just
final
wrap up the presentation. So we'll go back there and maybe we just wanted to share some possible improvements which can be implemented if we had more time. There were two that we were thinking of, which was multi-language support and more games to add variety to the interactions. Yeah, so that's the end of our presentation. Thank you everyone for your attention.
Very interesting. Thank you so much for the sharing. Okay, so I think without further ado, I'd like to hand the time to our judges. Perhaps Vincent, you can kick us off. Because I think this is right up your alley as well. Would you be able to share your thoughts on this?
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy. And yeah, I really like this, Ying-Hin. Maybe I just share two quick comments. I really appreciate the deep thought that's gone into this, the story-based element of it. I think it can actually, my first thought is I think it can actually be used to help a lot with empathy for people around the caregiver. So this could be kind of worked into some kind of training module in school programs, things like that. It could also be used, I think, at the pre-discharge phase. I remember when my care recipient was discharged, even though they didn't have dementia, but the kind of training was quite intellectual and very skills focused. But I think this, what you've done, creates different scenarios and a very interactive way for us to talk through possible caregiving scenarios that we will encounter further down the line when they are at home. So that's the first thought. The second thought is also to think, I think what came to me was also, could the bot lead to the development of a schedule? Say if there's a helper at home with the care recipient, based on the different activities that the bot has generated, it can kind of work out a daily schedule for the helper to follow. So that's something that I try to do with our helper back home. You know, we have a regular schedule of activities that then she's able to help with my care recipient to go through. So just two thoughts, but it's great. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah. Thank you, Vincent, for the suggestion. Yeah.
Thanks, Vincent. So on Christian's and Arnold's side, I think there was some rather very interesting techniques used this round as well, in this chatbot as well. Would you have any comments on that?
Arnold, please.
Well, honestly, Ying-Hin and Council, great job. Right. Technically, I think what you have done, especially with the crossword puzzles, I can understand the technical challenges that you must have overcome, right? But I think most importantly is that it's actually very engaging. It's a very useful chatbot, actually, because there are a lot of elderly people who have dementia. It's a serious issue. And most people don't know how to handle these, dementia, right? So I think what I love about your bot is that you can run the simulations, you can do some practice. And I think that creates awareness. And I think the awareness is actually honestly half the battle one, right? The other part I think about engaging games and so on, what I like about that part is that it's customizable. You can make it so that it's something that's familiar to the recipient. That's actually pretty important too, because if, let's say, for example, I go and do and there are many crossword puzzle sites, but they're not customizable to me, right? And they may be too difficult, for example, right? Too sophisticated for people who are cognitively impaired, for example, right? So I think these things, I think I love the thought they have put into it. And of course, overcoming all those technical hurdles, I think is just the gravy on the whole thing, right? So good job, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Arnold. Okay, first of all, our panel, we have time for one last either question or comment. Anyone else would like to jump in? Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot, team Wise Kaki. Thanks a lot, Yin Hin. Very interesting chatbot.
Yeah, thank
Okay.
you.
Okay, so well done. Now we'll move on to our next chatbot. Now this chatbot will be from our open challenge. So specifically GenAI for productivity. This Compo Owl from our writing buddies. Okay, so without further ado, hand the time over to Lina.
Yeah. Uh, okay. So we are the writing buddies. And it's me, Lina. I'm a technical writer, and my partner Rose is an English tutor. And our chatbot helps primary children to improve their English composition writing skills. So I and Rose met through this program and connected immediately over the idea. And first, I'll share why we think addressing this use case is necessary. So just before I started this program, my son was going through his end of year examinations, and that's when I realized a few things. That compositions contribute to 27.5% of their final score in PSLE as well as in the previous years. And the amount of practice that is really given in many schools to compo writing is very less. They focus on it only towards the end of the year. And throughout because it is not part of their previous examination, so they start focusing it only towards the end of the year examination. And so the practice that they get is very less, very limited. And when I met Rose, she agreed with me that yes, we should have something which the child can practice at his own pace. And so we started this bot, because the only other option that parents seem to have was to send their children to tuition classes, and which is not something we do with younger children, like lower or middle primary levels. We start considering it only P5 onwards. So that's why we decided that a chatbot might help. And so we decided to build in some unique elements into the chatbot. Like, most children don't want to write long, lengthy answers at a stretch. It's very difficult to make them sit for a long time, for 45 minutes. So we decided to let them start with small paragraphs. So we couldn't find anything that caters to this audience. So we decided to build it ourselves. And they can explore writing at their own pace. They can upload their own questions or select from our pre-built question set and write in and get the feedback immediately. The feedback would include things like vocabulary and phrases, which will help them remember for the future and improve in their overall English language. So let me demo the chatbot now, the modules that we built to address this use case. So this is Compo Owl. We start by getting some basic information about the child, like their name, and then we guide them towards the main menu. I'll demonstrate the writing module first. So this is what I spoke when I said that they can enter their own compo. So we upload they can use the camera, or they can upload an image. So if they have a file, a typical question from a primary school examination looks like this. They have some helping pictures, and they have a question, they have some helping words. So let's look at this picture. This is of two children wishing their mother a happy birthday for her birthday. And there are some related pictures. So let's
Lina, sorry to interrupt. Would you be able to zoom in to your screen quite a bit more? Thank you very much.
So let's try writing something about this. It was our mother's birthday. So just a little bit, just the introduction, and we can submit it already. And that's where we send the picture as well as the text to the chat to GPT and we get the feedback. So we display what the picture that they have uploaded as well as the description that they had entered. And then we give them we have ChatGPT giving them suggestions on how they can make it better. And then it has the final output that using these suggestions, how you can make it better. So additional ideas, additional vocabulary words or phrases that could be used in this case. So where it works over a normal child going to ChatGPT and getting help on writing compose is that they don't copy paste directly. They have something to work with. They have to first give something and then they can receive feedback, because I have seen children doing that, going to ChatGPT with the question and then getting the output and copying it directly. So they have an option to continue writing, complete their compo, or they can go back to the menu. So again, in the writing module, we have another option where they can give their own examples. They can use our examples. So they have we have some 4 topics given here. So let's say the child chooses this, the day you found a wallet. So again, they can look at the picture here. We have given them some helping words. Again, they can type in something and get the feedback from GPT. Some other things that we built in was a quiz. So in the
Lina, I think
beginning,
we can wrap up the presentation.
sorry?
Yeah, so I think we're out of time. We can just wrap up the final feature lah.
Oh, okay. So we have a quiz which helps them to have fun while learning English. And then we have some additional information about writing a compo, the different sections in a compo and tips and tricks that can help them start. So let's see. We have some future ideas for this. Our quiz section was especially well received by kids that we tried it on, and they wanted us to enhance it. We could use text to speech, and we could enhance it for other levels. Like right now, its focus is mainly on the middle primary, so lower primary. So we could have it for higher levels. That's it for my presentation.
Okay, thank you so much, Lina. I really appreciate the sharing. I think it's very interesting to use a chatbot to help students out. Yeah, a very nice chatbot here. Okay, so I'll open up to our judges. If anyone has any comments, any questions, maybe you want to dive further into any specific features, do let us know.
Maybe I'll give a comment. I like the idea of the uploading the image, right, for the ChatGPT to do the analysis before it gives its feedback, which I think is something that's very, very useful because compositions aren't exactly very short. Exactly very short, so there's a lot of text and and it helps with the image recognition as well. So I think that's very good as well. I think the second observation I saw was that there's a lot of good general tips that you have added into your chatbot as well, like how to begin a combo, things to remember, how to end your combo, and it really shows the whole process of you cover everything from introduction all the way to the end as well. Yeah. So and I like that little bit of feature of the try a quiz where you find synonyms, I think the term is called synonyms, similar words and its meaning as well. So I think those are good for developing vocabulary for the children as well. So these are some things that I felt that was really useful. My only feedback was that the user interface and the user experience could have been a little bit more targeted towards the children community because you're targeting children, right? So perhaps the choice of color and could have been slightly improved. But I think other than that, it has been it's a very fantastic and useful tool, which I'll probably get my son to use as well.
Oh, that's
Yeah. Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks. Yeah.
Okay, so I think Christian, okay, would you like to add something?
Yeah, I think it's a very useful tool because I remember I struggled a lot with the composition and if I had these tools, right, it will help me learn much better at my own pace without when my mentor is not available. So I can see this being further developed into an app and into a commercial like products. A lot of parents will like it, and I can sense from the way you pitch it, it can sense that many other parents will have similar issues as well.
Yeah, Rose has already tried it in her tuition center, and they are they have encouraged her to build upon it. So the children like it, and
Yes.
the teachers like it.
Yes, yes, yes. For me, because I'm from business development, I'm sorry, but this has a lot of commercial value. So like, I'll let you like decide whether you like to improve it further or not lah. But I think like I agree with Zul. The interface right can be made more child friendly, like more contrast and probably more friendly. It's already friendly, but it can be pushed further.
Yeah, I agree with you. We could have improved upon that, but we were focusing on the actual functions in the beginning. So
Yes, yes, yes.
that will
Good
help.
job, good job. Really good job.
Vincent, I saw you've added some comments as well. Would you like to share some comments with Lina as well?
Oh no, I was just maybe picking on what Zoo mentioned. Yeah, I think the kind of UX really reminded me of Duolingo. That's a green owl, right? This is a brown brown owl, which is quite fun. And it got me thinking also on how maybe gamification could be used to get kids to come back to the app. And I think the Duolingo founder had this whole TED talk on it where he explained some of the gamification features and how they use like reverse psychology that is used on social media to get people to come back to their language learning on the app. And then the other one was the one on writing prompts. Sometimes I follow that subreddit just for fun to read what other writers write, but maybe could some of these things that are a bit more child friendly be used for that those prompts that you showed us earlier? Yeah.
Thank you. I'll make it a point to watch that talk by the Duolingo founder.
Okay. Yeah, thanks so much to Lina. Thanks so much to our panel of judges. Really interesting chatbot. Thanks for sharing about it. So next up, we would like to invite the team from Support Go Where First chatbot, Caregivers United, to share their answer to Gen AI for Healthcare's problem statement. So over to you.
Hello.
Hi, Zhihao. Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. So I'm Zihao here. Oops. From the very beginning, our team is focused on building something useful for caregiver. This is a very challenging task, but we believe it's a meaningful one. The problem that we are targeting is information overload that caregiver are facing. Caregiver usually often need to sift through dozens of websites, read extensive documents, find the specific information that they want. It's time-consuming and overwhelming. So this is an example. So they may go to the Google and find certain things that they want. They get a lot of different links. Going to the link, they may find unfamiliar terminology that they need to clarify and so on and so forth. On each website, there's search tools, category functions, category filters, questionnaire, chatbot, but these tools may not always provide caregiver the specific answer that they need. So, so far, this process make it difficult for caregiver to get a clear picture of what they are looking for. So, so far what we felt is the personalized response is still the care line that's operating by the different charitable organization. So, however, this resource intensive is require significant manpower and time to operate. So, this is the chatbot that we built. The name is Support Go Where, but we add a first here. The purpose of this chatbot is not to replace Support Go Where website, but it is to leverage on the strength on generative AI and provide shortcuts to the specific resources which is already well documented on the web page. So there is two types of information on Support Go Where. Oops, no. So let's proceed. Okay. The first type of information is the scheme, which is offering the financial assistance. The other type is services which offers practical help and social support. Let's try the first one first. For example, you may want to look for resources for persons with disabilities. It will generate the specific prompt. This is prompt engineering, which is usually people use for generative AI or ChatGPT. However, for this chatbot, you may want to continue to refine this prompt to the specific needs that you want. Like just now, we're talking about PWD. Now, I just modify it such that it's for pioneer generation with disabilities. Yeah. So let's generate the results. The unique advantage over existing solution is it reduces the time and effort to find relevant information. It offers tailored response. It eliminates the needs to navigate multiple websites at the first time you trying to look for information. So the thing about this website is all the links is working. And this is something that we are trying to strive for, because if you are using some generative AI platforms and not connected to the internet, most of the time the link is not working well. So let's continue, follow up with the conversation, because since the chatbot already has some context, most likely the follow-up questions that you are trying to look out for will be more accurate. For example, I'll state here, which schemes are related to assistance for taxi expenses? Yeah, so it will then generate the related the subsidies that is related to the transportation, taxi claims, and all that. So for the consideration of time, I have generated some of the interaction with the chatbot. So here, this is the other conversation that I could prepare. For example, when you first select services and type counseling, counseling is a big topic by itself. But if you go down and generate the results, in fact, the chatbot is able to give you the different type of counseling services that is available. And subsequently, you can just choose, like, for example, tell me more about counseling for family therapy. And this is more specific to what you are looking for. The other example that I would like to show is also under services, but nursing home. So it generates the resources for the nursing home, and let's see what you get. For the nursing home resources is quite specific. Support Go website already consolidate all the nursing home information to one page. So there isn't much information, but there is not much website that you need to navigate around to look for this information. However, by leveraging of what is on Support Go where, for example, if you want to look for somewhere near Bukit, you are able to locate the nursing home related facility around the location. So this is what the chatbot able to provide. A little bit related to nursing home, which is respite care.
Hi,
Although,
Zhihao.
yeah.
So I think we have to wrap up
Yes.
the next few minutes, next few seconds.
Okay. So in short, actually there is 3 different type of improvement that we prepared, like improve the accuracy, multilingual, enhance the sharing capabilities, expand the coverage, and share on social medias. Finally, to close up the gap, the digital divide, to make the chatbot more inclusive, voice interaction is important. You can also improve it using agentic AI, where the chatbot able to cover some of the things that the operator behind the care line is doing, like checking the nursing home vacancy and all that. So last but not least, I would like to express my gratitude to Impact for AI4IMPACT National Library for conducting this chatbot workshop, sponsoring the ChatGPT's credits, the OpenAI credits, and also the people that is in Caregivers United, which really contribute to the ideas that leads to this chatbot. Yeah, that's all.
Thank you so
Thank-
much, Hao. Yeah, I think it's a very big team. But I love that there's so much thought that go into it. And I see also even the improvements, right, that you have in mind. It's such a long list of improvements as well. So you really thought about how you want to improve your chatbots as well. It's very interesting. I'd like to open the time up to the judges, the judging panel as well, to see if you have any feedback for Hao and the Caregivers United. Perhaps Vincent, would you be able to kick us off if you have any thoughts on what they've shared so far?
Yeah, thanks, Jeremy, and thank you very much, Zhihao, for your presentation. I echo Jeremy's sentiments. The last two slides on the different improvements that you guys are thinking about. I think it's really demonstrates a lot of empathy for the user, especially the voice prompts. I think that will be very helpful, especially for caregivers who really they may not have the brain space to even type. So kind of vocal prompt and even in the different languages will be useful. I guess just one comment, which is that maybe because it's still at the initial phases, but sorry. I like that it basically consolidates resources across different websites, but it might be a bit too text heavy. So I wonder whether there's a way, sorry, to make it a bit more visual, like including pictures or videos. So that's one. Then the other one is maybe some kind of empathy-based language in the responses would be useful, especially I imagine. So I've used some of these resources before and in a very stressful kind of space, a mind space. So I wonder whether, sorry, if the chatbot can respond with just some empathetic language. And then lastly, whether the chatbot can also break down some of the steps to apply for some of these schemes. Yeah, thank you.
So far, the emphasis is still providing the more accurate information and get the things, get the chatbot provide the accurate information. Yeah. So far, that is the emphasis, what we have been working on. Yeah.
Great, thank you for sharing. Yeah, I understand that because this within 4 weeks, right? There's only so much you can accomplish. But yeah, perhaps this is one of those things that could be parked in your list of future work. Okay, perhaps from on the more technical side, right, from Christian and Arnold's side, do you have any comments or questions for the team?
Yeah, just curious. You actually did this it looks like you did in 2 stages, right? So the first stage is where you get the prompt, and the
Yes.
second you actually execute the prompt, right?
Yes, correct.
The first stage, do you actually run through ChatGPT as well, or is the prompt done?
No, as in how I prepared the prompt, right? In fact, for this workshop, I created a lot of GPTs on ChatGPT itself. So there's GPT for on Smojo language, ChatGPT for related to chatbot, building idealizations and all that is to facilitate the conversations, web scraping, and probably URL shortener to squeeze every single information inside the prompt. And on top of that is by squeezing so much information and make sure that the chatbot is still stable while running, that is a challenge. Yeah.
True, that's true.
Yeah.
I know that GPT alone by itself, you ask it for links, it will just hallucinate.
Yes. Yeah. So the whole focus is really to provide working links, accurate information. And that is the focus of what we have been doing. Yeah.
Good job, Siha.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks so much to our judges. Yeah, and well done to Caregivers United. Thank you very much for sharing today. Okay, so we'll be moving on to the next team. Now, this is the team Wasteless Wiz working on the problem statement Gen AI for sustainability. So, Ying Ting, you can proceed to share screen, and whenever you're ready, you can begin. Over to you.
Yeah, thank you. So,
Yeah. So we are Wasters Waste. So we are doing the project for the sustainability side. So our problem statement is that there's the low recycling rates and the limited landfill spaces. So it's pretty important that we take some action to actually improve our recycling steps and also reduce our landfill usage.
yeah, so actually food waste is one of the major types of waste in Singapore. So around 800 million kilograms of food waste. So from some perspective, that's like 2 bowls per person per day. Yeah. And with most of it being incinerated, yep, as mentioned, there's limited land space. So this is actually a huge problem. So our solution actually targets this. So apart from just generic tips with the 3 Rs, reduce, reuse, recycle, we're also focusing on this like particular type of waste, which is food waste. So proceed to show you how our chatbot works. So you can click on I'm ready to learn more. And so the first function is teaching users how to reduce waste via the 3 Rs that's heavily advocated by NEA Singapore. Yeah, so you can click any one of them to receive some rather generic advice on how to reduce your waste. So we understand that these are tips that we often see, but implementing it is quite difficult. So we have an additional function of letting users let the chatbot know what problems they might face in implementing these changes. So for instance, DIY projects. So you might be unsure about what kind of old items you can actually use for these DIY projects. So you can key in this input and we'll give you more actionable advice and that's tailored to what resources you have on hand and yeah, as you can see. Yeah. So the chatbot will give you steps that are more actionable and easy to work on. So as mentioned, food waste is a huge issue. So we're interested in helping people to manage that. So maybe my Etienne can also take you through the composting part.
Yep. So for this portion, we can actually have the users enter what type of food waste they have. For example, let's say you have you peel your orange, you have like orange peels, you can let the bot know. And then they'll ask you some questions such as the quantity. Maybe you have like
3 oranges.
3 orange. Well. And then we have a prompt of raw or cooked. And then if you realize that you inputted it wrongly, you can change it or you can ask it to analyze your inputted materials.
Yeah, so we decided to focus on like food composting because there are certain food items that we innovatively waste, like so for instance like orange peels or onion peels or pistachio shells that it's very hard for us to completely eliminate. So this is actually food composting is it's a rather unique skill that we think more people can be equipped with.
And one of the prompts we added was to minimize the need for any external supplies. So you won't have to really prepare much. So it also is tailored to whatever you type in. So for example, your step 1, you will have your orange peels. And then yeah, it provides you step by step guide to actually compose all your food waste. So let's say you have problems with some of the steps or you're not sure, you can always go to troubleshooting.
Check for moisture or something.
Yeah, so for example, maybe your compost is too wet or you're not sure how you want to check it, you can ask the bot, how can I check the moisture? And the bot will actually give you some tips on how to check it. Yeah. So I believe the bot will be pretty easy to use for anyone who has no experience on composting. Yeah. So that is pretty much it for our bot. And yep, thank you.
Okay, awesome. Thanks so much to Team Oasis Biz. Thanks to both of you for this very interesting chatbot. So maybe over to the judges. What are your thoughts on the chatbot by Team Oasis Biz?
Maybe Rachel, you like to comment?
Yes, a very good job. And it's very refreshing to see you guys take the other route, which is the food extension. Yeah, it's very interesting, very inspiring. Just one question. So, for example, right, if I met with a problem during the composting process, not before the composting, like maybe a few days down the road, then I like realize it's rotting. Well, like the chatbot direct me to maybe save the thing or just
For that, for now, we will have to, because we don't have this function of storing the input for like several days if you switch it off. So you would have to put in the same input lah. And then under troubleshooting, you could let the chatbot know, okay, I'm facing these issues, and the chatbot can help you troubleshoot then. Yeah.
yeah, but that's very good. That's very good. Yeah,
I think one of the improvements we would actually like to add was actually using the camera function. So you take a picture of your composting materials, then you have get the bot to actually quantify and also identify the materials, and that will make it much easier. Yeah.
It's for the
Sorry, yeah, Rachel, go ahead.
Thank you.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot, Rachel, and thanks for the answer. Yeah, so I think one thing I also liked about this bot was that I think sometimes in a lot of these recipes they will ask us to measure things in like pounds, in grams, and I like that there's that flexibility to say it's 3 oranges worth of peels lah. I don't have to go and weigh all my waste to go and use this bot, so it's very helpful in that regard. Okay, so perhaps on Christian and Arnold's side, do you have any further comments?
Okay. Maybe I think overall really good job. I think for those who are already interested in trying to do recycling, I think they would like to they find this chatbot like really useful. Just a short comment. I think this chatbot is created by you guys, not from by Terra AI. So it's a small detail, but please change that sentence, right? So that it's, I mean, you guys did it, not us. Yeah. But for me, I think the thing about recycling, right? As far as I know, sometimes it's not so just about knowledge issue. It's also about motivation issue, right? Why should I recycle? How does it impact my life? These kind of things, right? So what is your comment on that? And given more time, right? How do you want to improve the chatbot so that it's not just providing information, but motivate someone to actually put their effort to do recycling?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe one way would be to gamify it. Probably if there's some kind of currency system that doesn't really have any impact in real life, but more of an online digital currency, and you can log in and store your information, that'll be nice. So maybe can have update a log of what you recycle or what you repurpose, take pictures. Maybe there's a forum you can share how you reuse your plastic bags or your plastic spoons and all that, and that will maybe give you points, something like that. I think that will be a motivation booster. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you guys. Like really good job.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have actually time for one last question or comment from our panel. If anyone has any last words for Team Wasteless Wiz.
Yeah, I can say something. I think it's a very well designed bot. I love the fact that you've taken a lot of care and thought in picking the images, The interactions are fairly clean, right? It's not confused. You've presented the information in a clean way. It's not cluttered. It doesn't look cluttered, although there's a lot of text, right? The only thing that I would say is that it's better to have a very focused chatbot doing one thing than doing a lot of different things in one bot, right? And there are, of course, there are exceptions. But I think in this case here, the interesting part is that it could have been something like, creating a bot that helps people to do composting. So it's very specific, right? Very focused. And then you can actually drill deeper into the subject. It becomes more interesting. If the bot is too broad, then it's harder to discover. First thing, it's harder for a person coming in. Well, let's say, for example, I'm just using the bot without having seen your presentation, right? I wouldn't know you can teach me about composting, right? I wouldn't know it. It'd be a question mark about what this does. I would think to myself, okay, look, I already do my best to reduce waste and recycle and so on. I'm already, off way on those things, right? Why should I want to engage with your bot? So the value is not clear upfront, right? But if you narrow down the focus of your bot, whether it's, I'm just giving the composting as an example, right? But to any other aspect of recycling specifically, then that makes the value proposition of the bot much more clearer upfront. And I can then decide straight away, okay, look, I know a lot about this topic, or I don't know about this topic, or I'm interested, or I'm not interested. It's clear upfront. And people are more willing to engage with the chatbot itself. But overall, the design is great. I love the design. I love the way you presented this information. Good job.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, good job, Wasteless with Scene. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's move on to our next chatbot. So the next chatbot is by Bali. It's LitsBot, or literature teacher, literature coach bot rather. So we are very excited to see. This is a chatbot that is to address the Gen AI for Productivity Open Challenge segment.
Hello, everyone.
Over to you.
Hello, everyone. So I'm going to share my screen now. Hope it works. Wait. Okay, can you see it?
Hi, Bali. We see the smaller version of the screen. Are you able to make it a slideshow?
Slideshow.
Okay, it works now.
Okay. So this is the Literature board. It's a side quest for me. Oops. I think it's frozen. Okay. Yeah, so this literature trainer and companion. Anyone can learn to be a lit teacher. The problem statement is that many peer mentors of any age do not know how to coach others to analyze, to appreciate classic lit texts or their favorite books. So this results in them not being able to support others in lit appreciation, and this results in low reading community rates. So in the first iteration, this is supposed to be a role play bot, and it's supposed to be accompanying you on the journey. So we may use it to give peer mentors of any age the skills and the thinking routines or the knowledge base to coach others to appreciate their classic literature texts like Lord of the Flies or their favorite books eventually in further iterations. Eventually, it's supposed to build a joyful reading community that is mentally healthy. So the target audience are children, teenagers, adults, or retirees. Eventually, these lit coaches or lit teachers can then attend Singapore Writers Festival, which incidentally is happening now, to improve their literature teacher skills in person. Whoops. And then because they meet in person to enjoy company of each other over conversations about books and writers, it will improve their mental health and build community ground up. So how it is used is that they click on the button, learn to be a lit teacher. They start role play with the first button. with the second button, sorry, they type the number of years they have been a lead teacher. It could be 0 if they have just started. They can say they are not lit trained. And as I said, they can be as young as a 7-year-old child. Or they could be typing in migrant workers in Singapore who are writers themselves. Then they'll click generate. This could set up a conversation. So the scenario might be, it will teach them to pretend that they are a girl of 12 years old whose interests are like this: art, reading, nature. Or they are a child, max 12-year-old, video games, soccer, playing and storytelling enthusiast. Okay, and then they will learn from the bot to begin a conversation. And then it will give them some suggestions of what they are to say. Then ideally, it will generate some responses from a local knowledge base, perhaps from a Singapore literature teachers teaching notes database, so that some of the context is local and that it is meaning making for our users and there's no hallucination. Although it's very powerful to use GPT because especially for classic lit text or popular books out there, GPT can generate a lot of very engaging and very exciting responses to enjoy. So then it will train the youth coaches, teenager coaches or adult coaches to coach other people in the community to read and enjoy the books together. Kind of like be a leader of book clubs. So this chatbot in future might reference bullying cases in Singapore among youths and even among adults and connect their thinking to scenarios in Singapore that's happening around them. So honestly speaking, I'm technically not very proficient. And if you look at the code, it is actually mostly built on the template that my mentor, Joyce, who has kindly shared her template in Joy Unspeakable in the community. So it was actually accidentally built using the Bible teacher bot template because I wanted it to eventually reference and lead users to the vacay bot, which is part of the team that I was originally building in. Journey makers were building vacay bot, and then my teammate Joyce was building AI Bible coach, Bible teacher. So eventually, after they use the literature bot, they are supposed to go to vacay bot to experience countries mentioned in lit text, maybe go travel in the countries mentioned in lit text, and then to use the Bible teacher coach to reflect, the Bible teacher bot to reflect on how to teach. What is it to what is it to be a human or to be a disciple?
Okay, Bali, I think we are running short. So could we wrap up maybe or maybe you can jump to the chatbot as well.
Yeah. So I think that's it. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Bali. Will you be also showing the chatbot itself?
Actually, I screenshot the chatbot already.
Okay.
Yeah, so because I was afraid that it might hang, which it did sometimes. Yeah.
Okay, no problem. Thanks a lot, Bali, for sharing today. I think one thing that I particularly loved, right, was actually it's a collaboration across different teams, and I thought that was very, very nice. This is a kind of a result of the work of two other community members as well. So really, I think it's really great and great that you also acknowledged the community creators who guided you on the way. So all three of you, all three of the teams deserve a huge round of applause as well.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, so I think I'd like to open up to the floor to our judges if you have any comments as well.
Maybe I'll add in a few comments. I like that this is a very unique angle chatbot. Not only is it a topic that is literature, it's meant for literature teachers and learners as well. I think specifically literature teachers and which is a very niche group as well. What I do like as well, I'd like to mention is how you have these I call it a pre-response questions to find out who the teacher is going to serve. Like, is it children, teenagers, or adult? Before you actually set up the role-playing scenario, right? Because I think the different age group will have a different, will require a different form of response as well as a different form of role-playing angle to it as well. And I would like to thank as well how the answers was very organized as well, which is very done as well. So I really, I think it's a very brave thing to do, a very brave chatbot to do on a topic such as this, targeting a very niche group as well, which I found very impressive. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah,
Sue.
but to be honest, I think with a bit of tweaking, I think you can change it to a chatbot that can be also things like, helping people appreciate these texts as well, right? Like the Lord of the Flies, for example, you could talk about maybe quotes from the text, right? And maybe help students or let's say learners trying to, guess what it might mean, right? Like a quiz, right? So I think it's a lot of possibilities from what you've done. So of course, the side quest, it's a good job, and I think it's a good start.
Thank you.
Maybe just a comment. I mean, just a question. Like, would you like to showcase your side quest bot to the festival tomorrow? Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting bot, and there are a lot of people who love literature there. So I really encourage you to bring your chatbot, showcase it to them, and then get their comments. And probably you have new collaborators, or maybe hopefully Singapore government can provide you the grant to innovate and expand your chatbot further. But I really encourage you, yeah.
That sounds awesome. Thank you so much, Christian.
Yeah, because I think I mean lots of people. I mean, I think NLB is also trying to tackle like the declining interest in terms of reading books, right?
Mm.
It's very important. Books have a lot of wisdom, but maybe like younger generations they are less patient when it comes to like consuming long text, right? So everybody in here is on a similar mission. We try to encourage people to read books, and your chatbot is definitely like an important piece of puzzle that can link that. I mean, that increase that will, boost up the interest in reading.
Thank you. Thank you, Christian.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, thanks a lot to the judges. Thanks a lot to Bali. So Bali, maybe I'll liaise with you after this lah. Okay.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on, in the interest of time, let's move on to our team from the chatbot from Mediscan by Arthur. I think it's a very interesting answer to the Gen AI for healthcare component, very focused function lah. So I'm very keen to see this chatbot. So I think over to you, Arthur.
Okay, can you see my screen sharing?
Yes, we see your slides.
Okay, so I'm just going briefly about the background, okay? My name is Arthur Fu. My background is actually from pharmaceutical industry. I have a very, very low coding knowledge, but after 2 years, I say I'm pretty reasonable, versed with prompt engineering, and I can even create chatbot within ChatGPT. But what interested me to motivate me to create this chatbot is it can actually use multimodal mechanism to create things that maybe engage with the target audience. So my problem statement is caregiver and elderly individual often struggle in managing a lot of medication and trying to decipher the label and understand the instructions written in the medical jargon. Sometimes these can lead to confusion. So that's why this chatbot can be important, that ensure the elderly patient or their caregiver have the accurate information and accessible information that crucial that prevents medication error. And I will go to the demo. Okay. So this chatbot, so I will just zoom out a little bit. This chatbot, initially is adapting from one of the template label reading. This is a minimum viable product right now. In the manual, it has about me, just pretty much telling how to use this chatbot, and there's still some work in progress. So the most important function of this chatbot is you can take whatever packaging you have, or drug-related packaging, boxes, blister pack, and just upload the picture, or take a picture, or using the camera to directly it's taking time to load, load it, and then it will pre-prompt with some of the already display some of the questions that are already display as like a frequent asked question. What is this medication used for? It will generate the answer in a very precise form and in a very Singapore context. That's because behind the scene, there's a very heavy prompting going through that gut reel from offering advice that is beyond this chatbot assistant should do. If there's any question that healthcare professional can only answer, this chatbot will not answer. One of the questions, for example, people usually ask, can I take my medicine with Chinese medicine? And let's see how it responds. Okay, so still it's a, well, this might affect, because this drug that I just uploaded is for diabetes, so it may interact with your blood sugars. So it's better that you consult with a healthcare professional. So my point here is it pretty much lists out all of the frequent asked questions that one could ask about the drug that they upload. They can also ask what about can I take this medicine twice a day? Okay, it doesn't give you an answer. It just say typically this is daily dose. So go back and ask your healthcare professional. So so at the end, what I'm trying to say is it is providing the public domain information without offering advice. So this serves the original purpose that I want. So I'm just going to wrap up the future potential improvement. It's actually multilingual support. As you see just now, I'm hoping this can expand to other languages for different ethnic groups. And I'm hoping that I can add in text-to-speech function, so all the response can be read aloud rather than for the elderly or caregiver to actually see the text. And another interesting function is just more like an external web link. Is there's a website from MOH that it has a quite comprehensive information about drugs, but it's in English. So I wrap things using Google Translate. Actually, there's an external link that it will translate all the links within this website into whatever language it selects. So I thought this may be a helpful feature to wrap in as one of the sub-menu as medicine, drug knowledge. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Arthur, for the sharing. So I'll open the floor again to the judges. Interested to see what your comments are lah. So perhaps maybe Vincent can kick us off again on this. Do you have any thoughts, perhaps in terms of maybe caregivers using this, right?
Caregiver, elderly, that facing with a lot of drugs in front of them and they don't know which one is which one and what is the correct dosing regimen, dosing time before or after meal. Can I eat it with this? Can I eat it with food?
Yeah.
Is there any drug interaction with other medications? Things like that.
Yeah, just thanks for that, Arthur. I think just one quick comment for me. I really like the FAQ segment and how you frame it as providing public domain information without offering advice. I think I'll definitely be using this because it is a real issue having to manage multiple medication. Just a quick small thought is whether the persona of a pharmacist might be an interesting addition to this. I know you already have like a animated version, but maybe just a persona responding might be just a minor suggestion.
Can you elaborate a little bit? Persona. So persona towards the elderly and caregiver.
Oh no, sorry. What I meant was having a persona as the respondent to the bot. Because I remember going to MOM, some of MOM or some of the Singapore government websites, their chatbots have like a face to it. So I'm just wondering whether could that be an interesting tweak to what you already have done so well.
I don't know. So that is well, without you knowing the user, I think it's not possible to personalize unless we generalize this is the target audience, elderly and caregivers. So yeah. So this is just for fun that I generate this chatbot with a very cute animations in terms of like a cartoon. Yeah, but I think creating image is not difficult with the prompts.
Yeah, but I hear Vincent's comment lah. I think probably it's one of those things like if the chatbot can embody or the way it talks is like a pharmacist like that, then it becomes a lot more immersive lah. So it's just one of those like future work kind of things that perhaps you can consider if you're interested in developing it.
I understand that the problem is we cannot pretend to be pharmacists because this is like overstepping. That's why I'm positioned this as assistant.
Yes, I love that. That's very fair. Actually, yeah, on that note, I also had one thought on that, right? Because you mentioned that you're from a pharmacist background. So based on this kind of info, like how accurate has the responses been, right? I imagine it might be quite
it is very accurate.
It wasn't. Oh, very accurate.
Very accurate. And it has been prompted this way. It cross-check whether this is Singapore HSA approved. So yeah, so if you take a foreign drug that's not approved in Singapore and you take its label, it probably tell you, yes, this is a medicine, but this is not approved in Singapore. It just recognize this is the ingredients.
I see. So you've kind of added some check and balances inside.
Oh yeah, the back end. When it initially started, it answered question not related to drugs. So and then I kind of got real. It will be only answer related to drug, and it will not offer any opinions or suggestions how you take it, or different from different from the official label used.
Okay. Yeah, thanks, Arthur. So I think we have time for just one last question or comment from our judges. Anyone like to jump in? Perhaps Christian and Arnold side on the technical side of things.
Okay, I think on my end, I really appreciate like the balance, right, and the careful guardrails that you actually like implemented when designing the chatbot, because this is where I think like the benefits of having domain experts develop the tech rather than like the just merely maybe a product or tech person, right? This is like definitely like there are two kinds of basically for me personally there are two kinds of chatbot which I appreciate, like high utility chatbots and also like highly like maybe entertaining or this kind of like basically emotionally comforting chatbots lah. So definitely it falls to like very high utility. Adding persona might or might not be risky. I'm not sure. I'm not from that domain, but appreciate like the deep thoughts behind the chatbots. So I can kind of see that in every small interaction.
Anything from Arnold? Because I spoke to Arnold quite late last night because I had some technical issues with another feature, but I'm still not able to finish it.
Well, you know my thoughts, Arthur. It's a good bot. It's a good bot. I think that you have to clean it up just a bit. So, for example, all the languages, maybe all the bots, right? What I like about this bot is it's very focused. It does one thing, it does it pretty well, right? So I think it's more of right now just polishing up on the utility, how easy it is like to capture an image. And then you have to think about, how will this actually be used by the elderly? Because that's the next hurdle. I think the utility part, you've got it pretty much still in the bag. But the practicality of deployment, that's already a whole new issue, even for all the other bots as well, right? So that's the other part. I think if you can make this practical, that's the second part that you've got to think about. The only concern that I might have are those drugs which might be recalled. So, for example, let's say, I recall many years ago, my daughter had some kind of
Zantac?
no, not on Zantac. I think it was a drug that was recalled because it was a non-steroid drug, right? So we use it for our daughter.
Vioxx?
I can't recall.
Yeah.
But my dad, who was a pharmacist, said, "Don't use this drug. It looks fishy to me," right? And sure enough, a couple of months after that, they actually recalled it in the US and they recalled it here in Singapore, right? So that kind of information is very fast flowing, and that would not be available to GPT for evaluation, right? But that honestly it's a very much a corner case. So I like the fact that you're not making any recommendations. It's just facts, okay? Which is then up to the user to go and decide whether it's good or bad or ugly, what else it is, right? So it's a good.
So technically, the user can search internet, but they are not able to. This will give them a better summary. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So I think this is a great bot.
Yeah, and there's a time delay. The large language model, there's a cutoff time with them. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot to our judging panel. And thanks a lot to Arthur. Thanks to everyone who has shared their chatbots for today. So right now we are going to move into the judging intermission. So right now Christian and the judges will be inputting the scores. Hopefully everything has come in. And then for the next 10 minutes or so, Christian will be pulling everything together and we will learn out of our witness shortly. Okay, so just give me a quick second. By the way, please don't join the breakout rooms. It's only for the judges. Okay, so for participants, just stay in the main call.
Hello, Jeremy.
Yes, hi.
This is Bali.
Hi, Bali.
Yeah, so as the judges are like thinking about the decision, can I have a 20-second pitch?
Okay, please go ahead. Otherwise, I also have Jin who will be sharing as well lah.
Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna share screen.
Okay.
Um,
what's this regarding? Sorry, Bali. Don't mind.
it's got to do with the bot that we created lah.
Okay.
Yeah. Hold on. Can you see?
Yes, we can see the PowerPoint, but you can share the full screen.
Oh, full screen. I'll try. Having a bit of difficulty. I think I'll just try to
Sure.
expand.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, as an educator, I think that the readers, the learners, actually can benefit from traveling. So this was my main project. This was my main intention in joining an NLB AI for Impact. To pick up a productivity tool as well, to find out how to plan vacations, to explore the places that I've read about, and then to bring people with me to explore the places that I've read about. So with my team that involves team lead Daniel Lee and my mentors Joyce Lee and Wendy Tan, we wanted to build a vacation board. And I would like to pitch to get mentoring for prompt engineering, as well as to get coding support or to get coding education from NLB, from better.sg, or from GovTech, because I think it will help build the mental health of young children, teenagers, adults, retirees, any member of the Singapore community, and it will build a better community that will meet in person, face to face, in a world that's increasingly driven by AI, and people are looking at their screens but not meeting in person. So if I could crowdsource here for prompt engineering mentoring, or coding learning, or coding support mentoring, this would be really, really value adding to our experience in the AI bootcamp. Thank you very much.
Okay, thanks a lot, Bali, for sharing. So I think anyone else for the other teams as well, right? If you're interested in kind of joining them up, if you have that kind of prompt engineering side of you, can also kind of reach out. Meanwhile, Bali, do feel free to reach out to me separately as well. Then you can add, and then we can just discuss offline on what opportunities are possible. Okay.
Thank you, Jeremy.
The same for everyone in this in the Chatbot Learners community as well. Yeah. Thanks, Bali. Okay, so right now, I would just like to share my screen because we're just moving on to our next segment during while the judging intermission is underway lah. Okay, so I'm very pleased to have with us on this call Jin from Better SG. He's the general manager at Better SG. So for those of you who have joined the first session, you would know that the Better SG is an organization that's very ground up in really pushing for tech for good and doing creating tech with social meaning. So I think many of you are also quite interested in how you can take it further, right? Take your tools further to kind of contribute to this tech for good economy. I think including Bali as well, based on what you've shared earlier. So I'm very pleased to have Jin. Maybe I can hand the time over to Jin to share a little bit more about some of the opportunities under Better SG.
Right. Hi, can you hear me? Right. Thank you, Jeremy, for kindly giving us airtime. We are honored to be a partner and support this program. And let me share more about Better.sg. So Better.sg is a charity since 2020. And at Better.sg, we advocate for tech for good through 3 pillars. So one is by volunteer-led projects such as Schemes.sg and Rachel's Recycle Goldware. And then the other way we help advocate for tech for good is through our advisory for nonprofits and social impact groups like some of you here, through short-term projects or even like one-off help desk or advice sessions. Then lastly, we also do events such as Beacon 2024, and which is our tech conference that's happening next week, and also like master classes and other events to gather the people to brainstorm together and do good together through tech. So we do all of the above through our community of over 2,300 volunteers, consisting of both techies and also like subject domain experts like yourselves, right? And I'm actually very impressed by all of your presentation today, and would love to offer you all, to pitch at our pitch and demo night. So in the case of Bali, that would be a good opportunity for you. So for pitch and demo night, that will happen likely around end January, early February. And we are still planning that. So once we have more detail, I'll be more than happy to share through Jeremy. Yeah. Then I also like to take the opportunity to plug our event, which you have already mentioned earlier, which is Beacon. So that is a conference that's happening next Saturday at Marina One West Tower. And it'll be a great opportunity for you all to join and to hear from the tech and the social impact sector about how they use tech to do good lah. So it's also a chance for you to learn from experts on topics such as service design, AI, and even network and share. For example, you can bring your board down, by all means, feel free to, and get some feedback on that. That'll be a great opportunity for you all. So if you are really keen to attend, I'm also happy to provide a discount code for all of you. Simply drop us an email at beacon@better.sg. Yep, that's all I have. Thank you. Over to you, Jeremy.
Thanks a lot, Jin. For those of you joining from YouTube, so Beacon is spelled BEACON, and the website you want to visit is beacon.better, better.sg. So those of you joining from YouTube Live can just take note as well lah. Thanks a lot, Jin. Really appreciate the sharing. So now I'll just jump back. For those of you who are keen to take your learning a little bit further, we also do have a couple of library resources that you might be interested in lah. All these resources are free of charge. And at the library, it's really not just about books alone. We definitely do have books that will support your learning. But beyond that, we do have a couple other resources that I hope to share as well lah. Okay, so before we go on, this is one of the main QR codes that we kind of compiled together. And really, it compiles different digital related resources into one place. So if you would like to learn more about tech, we do have a couple of resource recommendations within that can definitely bring you further on your journey lah. Not just specifically relating to AI or chatbots, right? Not necessarily that. But even beyond that, in other topics, whether you're interested in learning about digital marketing a little bit more, interested in diving into Python, a different programming language, a lot of opportunities for you. But before I jump into that, I'd like to share a little bit about an event that Christian also kind of alluded to earlier lah. So this weekend, actually today and tomorrow, we have an event happening at One Punggol called the Make It Together Festival. And in fact, the Chatbot LearnX community is also exhibiting there. So here we are showing the chatbots from the last bootcamp. But what I hope to do is today we show the chatbots from last year's bootcamp, and tomorrow we'll show the chatbots from this year's bootcamp. Some of the chatbots have come up. So of course, if you are especially interested in exhibiting as well, do drop me a ping through Telegram, and you can let me know as well. And then we have a couple of iPads at our booth where we can showcase the chatbots. And those of you joining us in the Zoom, if you want to drop by as well, to share your chatbots with public, this is a really good opportunity, right? Especially if you want to do user testing, that's really important. We have the chatbots already available on site. We have people coming in, so a very good opportunity to test your chatbots with real people, get a real feedback. So this is happening today and tomorrow. If you'd like to come down as a participant, by all means, you're more than welcome to. Those of you joining from YouTube, those of you joining from Zoom. Additionally, for those who want to showcase your chatbots, do drop me a ping, and we can see if there are any slots. Okay. So this is happening at One Punggol, which is near Punggol Regional Library. Okay. So of course, beyond that, for the Make It Together Festival, the festival grounds also has a lot of different types of technologies, ranging from 3D printing technologies, robotics, so really all kinds of different tech that you can explore under the Make It Together Festival. So definitely do drop by, and then you can learn more about the different topics and different ways you can create with technologies in the libraries and across all our different partners. This one you don't need to register. Walk-ins are welcome. Okay, so additionally, if you do not already have the NLB mobile app downloaded, highly recommend you do so, because it's your gateway into a whole list of resources, not just books, but even beyond that. So but I say that, but I'll just recommend a couple of books first. So for those of you who have already been working with AI, you might be wondering about what the impact of AI is on the way you work and the way you live. Core Intelligence is a great book that kind of consolidates these discussions together. And discusses how we can harness AI towards a brighter future. This is a New York Times bestseller on AI. So I definitely recommend a read if you're able to. The OpenAI API cookbook is for those of you in our audience who have already coded up chatbots, and you want to kind of power up your chatbot a little bit more. And maybe you have your own OpenAI API key already. So how can you kind of take it further? So this is more technical for those of you, those are our technical people who've already kind of mastered the basics. You can dive in a little bit further to explore the full potential of the OpenAI API. So a lot of hands-on exercises in for you. And this title I always recommend in our Chatbot Learners community, because I think it talks about the full potential of using chatbots to generate leads in companies, but really to create chatbots that master its purpose. So I highly recommend borrowing this title. And you can scan the QR code to download it, or just type the link into the URL browser and borrow it via the NLB mobile app. And one thing that you will see if you scanned the QR code I showed at the beginning is our mailing list. So in this mailing list, we consolidate all kinds of resources and technologies that are suitable for you. So you don't always have to, keep checking back with us, right? We will send it to you. We will curate some really cool stuff that's coming up in our libraries and then keep you in the loop. So do sign up for the mailing list if you have not yet done so, and then receive more news on exciting library programs. And of course, before we kind of conclude, I would like to seek your feedback again for the bootcamp as a whole. So this is both for participants and maybe those even joining us from YouTube. So we would like to hear how we can improve, how we can see how we can change or iteratively improve the way that we run our Chatbot Learnex community. So you can type in the link that you see on screen or scan the QR code. I'll also drop this link into the Telegram chat after. So don't worry if you're not able to catch this link. And I do have a second form that you will probably have already seen quite a few times. I'm wondering why there's two surveys for those of you who have seen this for the first time. So on top of the feedback for the Learnex community, we'd like to also seek your thoughts on generative AI as a whole, right? At NLB, we try to organize lots of cool programs, but we also want to make sure our programs meet your needs. And particularly with the advent of GenAI, there's really a lot of different opportunities and different areas that we can kind of go into. So I would say that this is your avenue, right? To share what you want, share your wish list with us, and then we will see how we can kind of expand on our GenAI programming, or perhaps if you have any concerns about GenAI, right? This is also an opportunity to share this with us as well, and we can see how we can allay those concerns. So through this form, geo.gov.sg/GenAI-survey, I'll also send this link into the Telegram chat at the end of the session. Do share your thoughts on GenAI with us if you have not yet done so. Okay, so I see our judges have returned. So I think there is a verdict already. I'd like to hand the time over to Christian to see if you have any overall feedback for our participants today. So Christian, over to you.
Okay. Thank you so much, Jeremy. First of all, congratulations to all 5 finalists who presented really interesting chatbots, more diverse and also more rich when it comes to use cases, right? But before I announce the winner, I'd like to also invite the 4 esteemed judges to also share their overall feedback as well. Maybe I can start. Who wants to start? Maybe Arnold, you can kick off first.
Thanks, Chris. I think first off, I think all of you are winners in my mind because you made it this far. And I know many of you are not programmers, so having to slog through all this kind of coding and trying and testing. It's actually a testament to your own perseverance as well, right? Honestly, our goal, myself and Christian, is, and of course NLB as well, is that we want you to learn how to program, get your feet wet in, playing around with AI, of course, it's a very small part of what you can do, right? And it's really just right now, I think, just limited by your creativity, right? Because we're trying to make the programming parts a lot easier, right? And so I want to encourage you, no matter what happens today, right? I encourage you to continue on your learning journey, right? We actually have a lot more materials online. It's wonderful that NLB is also giving you like tips on where to go next, like the OpenAI API, for example. That's a good resource, right? We also have web resources on creating APIs and so on, like for text to speech and other stuff, which I think you can look at the YouTube channel. There's tons of videos out there, right? You can peruse that online resource. But my point is that don't stop learning, right? Explore. You've invested some time in learning AI, unleash your creativity, right? So go on the side quests, make your chatbots more polished, right? Spend time doing it. It's fun, actually, right? That's all for me. And of course, I'm very impressed with what you guys have done. Thanks.
Okay. Thanks, Arnold. Maybe from Vincent and Rachel.
I don't know how to follow that because I think Arno encapsulated it very well. But I just want to say, yeah, it's an honor to come here to listen to the ideas, and also a special shout out to the groups that worked on the caregiving problem statement. I think I really appreciate it, as a caregiver myself, the depth of thought, the empathy, and the listening you must have done in order to come up with the solutions that you did. So thank you very much.
Yeah. I think very good job to everyone who did this, like to come up with something in 4 weeks, like a whole problem solution with while you are learning how to work with ChatGPT and doing up the code. It's really a lot, and it's really, really very good job to see like how sophisticated your solutions are. Yeah. It's good job, good job.
Thank you, Rachel. Last but not least, Zul, you want to mention anything?
Once again, thank you to everyone. I've been together judging a few times, and I've also observed the products that have been produced, the chatbots that have been produced. And I know I have been saying it again, but this time around it has been immensely very, very good quality, very engaging, very good products that have been created. So kudos to all of you for working very hard. I think when we were doing the judging, it was a very tight call for some of these chatbots as well, trying to find out who was the winner and who was second, third, and so forth and so on. So it just goes to show, a lot of you have put in a lot of good work, and also kudos to both Arnold and Christian as well for being awesome trainers over the 6 cycles that we have done this as well. Yep.
Thank you, Zul. Thank you so much also for NLB for supporting these initiatives as well. Maybe
Yep, you're
before we
welcome.
announce, thanks, Zul. Maybe before we announce the winners, right? Just a thought, because we are running this community together, and for us right now, it's 2 of us, like Arnold and me myself, who are running this basically trying to basically get more participants to learn AI despite your background, right? And right now, I think the most important cherished moment that I see is that a lot of you are stepping up to kind of continue running this community and supporting us as well. And I think one very encouraging moment is that when during this presentation, like when many of you are actually downloading each other templates, hacking it, and using it for your for other people's to build more chatbots lah. So like what Arnold say, please continue learning. It's a start. It's a very tough start, but down the line it will be much easier because you guys have have done lots of have actually encountered lots of difficult stuff which happens early, right, at the first journey. So please continue working of this as a community. We also encourage you to also we are here to facilitate. NLB is here to facilitate as well. Please keep this learning spirit running. Overall, I think it's you guys who are actually going to take the flag and then run it to make sure that we bring more impact to Singapore as a whole. So yeah, I'm very pleased with what we do. I think it makes our I think our work, right, NLB's team and our team's work actually like very meaningful. So thank you so much for that. Maybe we'll announce the winner right now. I think a lot of you have been waiting for this. So congratulations to everyone. Everyone who submitted the chatbot, everyone who kind of like who struggles and despite all the struggles, move on and try to kind of create like useful things for people. So we had a discussion, and on top of the top three, the original top three, we decided to add two more excellence awardees who we believe that actually put a lot of effort to create impactful chatbots. So we'll start with the two awardees first. So the two awardees for this for these chatbot competitions are, the first awardees is Happiness Journey team. Congratulations, Happiness Journey. We really like your chatbot. It's very rich, and you put a lot of effort when it comes to like making sure that people are happy after using your chatbot. So that's really like a wonderful chatbot as well. We are very heartened with your chatbots. The second excellence awardees is Caregivers United. So congratulations to Caregivers United. It's very difficult to create very accurate chatbots, especially when it comes to connecting the chatbots to a useful links. It's a very difficult challenge. So you guys really nail it. It's a very simple bot that has very high utility value. I'm going to use it myself as well, and I'm sure that lots of organizations will find the chatbot really useful. So congratulations to yes.
Yeah, thanks for the excellence award. I would like to really say something for the caregiver. The people in my team really passionate about this particular piece of the job, and really we had quite a long discussion, idealization, building chatbots, storyboards, many storyboards before even building something. So like to show appreciation, gratitude to those that really contribute to the chatbot. Yeah, thanks, and definitely thanks for organizing the bootcamp. Thank you.
Thank you, Chihao. Yeah. So I think what the technology behind caregivers bot is really superb in a way, because it's very difficult to build chatbots that doesn't hallucinate. So we are really looking forward. In fact, I think Better.sg also is working on schemes.sg as well. So I hope you guys can collaborate and maybe like make this chatbot much more powerful than what is currently at today. So really good job for Caregivers United. Moving on to the third awardees, like second runner-up, Writing Buddies. Congratulations to Team Writing Buddies. We really like your chatbots. I think there are lots of a lot of parents will find this useful as well. And yeah, we are very impressed with the how cohesive the features are. So really huge congratulations to Team Writing Buddies for building such a useful chatbot. Okay. Moving on to number 2, first runner-up, AI Moses. Congratulations to Arthur, AI Moses, for building very useful chatbot in a way. And I think I remember when we discussed about what should ChatGPT chatbot be. I think it's something that does very complex things in a very simple way. I think your chatbot really embodies that, and of course, not discounting the deep thought and effort behind the scene. So huge congratulations to AI Moses team or AI Moses chatbot, right? For Arthur for building such a wonderful and highly useful chatbot. Yeah. In fact, beforehand, like I mentioned to you, right, I tested the chatbot to my pharmacist friend, and he mentioned that the information is really accurate. So huge kudos to that part. The winner of the Chatbot Bootcamp 2024 Chatbot Bootcamp. The winner for this challenge is Team Wise Kaki. Congratulations, Team Wise Kaki, for really useful chatbots. I think we are very impressed with the with well thought of like features, and I would like to immediately use your chatbot as well to kind of like, because it's not just about being informative, it's also like making sure that like, you build some very, useful chatbot that is engaging and that can definitely like provide some care to the target audience that you are targeting to. So we foresee that there are so many ways that we can utilize Wisecaki chatbot at this, even at this current stage. So well done, Team Wisecaki, for very useful chatbot as well. So some admin announcement. We are going to provide the certificates for all of you. So as a small token of appreciation, but I think from our end, like I really wish that you guys like actually continue learning and building more useful chatbots. So that's all from my end, Jeremy. I'll pass the time to you and to all finalists and to everyone who submitted chatbots. Huge congratulations.
Yes, really. I really saw all the effort inside, and yeah, really a huge round of applause, lah. I know everyone's at home right now, but really just give yourself a pat on the back. Yeah. So well done, everyone. And well done to our winners as well. Now, before we go, can we all take for those of us in the call, can we just quickly have a quick group photo? So just trouble everyone to just turn on your cameras, lah, and then just smile and wave at the camera. So this will be a very nice photo, lah, that I'll share everyone also if you. Yeah. So let me just quickly set it up. Okay, just give me a quick moment. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Just smile and wave at camera, okay? Just okay. Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. So I think with this, we have come to the end of the boot camp. So I think I really thank you everyone. Thank you to the judges for availing yourself. Thanks so much to our participants as well, especially for those who have taken the time off busy schedules to come and present. And really a huge thank you to AI4IMPACT, right? Who have provided both the platform and the guidance, especially Christian, who has been working basically 24/7, right? To answer all of the inquiries, and Arnold as well for giving all this technical mentorship. And of course, not forgetting Better SG. I think Vincent and Rachel, they also been behind actually. And they've brought in quite a meaningful focus to the bootcamp lah. So I really hope that I really hope that everyone has had benefited as well from the bootcamp, as well as on thinking about how tech can really have a positive change. And of course, really want to thank the bootcamp participants, right? Whether or not you made it to the finale, whether or not you made it to the winner circle, everyone who has tried, who has taken that leap of faith to try, yeah, really thank you for taking that time and the effort to try to pick up a new skill. And I really hope you've benefited as well. And this is really an accomplishment. So I think with this, we'd like to close the session for today. But really, just wishing everyone a very good weekend ahead. And of course, I think once again, a pitch that if you are free tomorrow, do drop by One Punggol, where you can also come and see the Chatbot Learners Communities booth lah. Okay. So with this, thank you so much, everyone, and we will have a good weekend ahead. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone.
Bye bye.